Progress.
Hey.
What's up?
Nothing much, man. It's been a crazy week. Like, I can't wrap my head around the things that I need to do. I'm like, oh, there's a book club chat tonight? Like, kids got to go back to school tomorrow.
Oh, they didn't start yet?
We go back tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
I went back to work yesterday, so it's just so much going on this week with trying to keep up with people. And hey, Cassandra.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
A bunch. 3 more people. Jamie, Jessica, Toya. Hello. Hey. Telling Talisha I had to get my mind right. Like, there's just so much going on this week. I can't. Kids going back to school tomorrow. I had to go back to work yesterday, so I'm still in vacation mode, but
oh, there y'all go.
I'm working, like staying up till 11 o'clock at night, knowing I have to wake up at 5:30 to work out. I'm like, what are you doing? Go to bed.
Working or just staying up?
What'd you say?
No, working or just
definitely not working. At 4 o'clock, my phone goes on.
Learning the Tamia dance like me.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually reading. I was on the phone and then I was reading. So I was like reading 1619 for a little bit yesterday. I need to get on that and do a better job. But yeah, I was like, it's 11:09. I think you need to go to bed if you plan on getting up for a workout in the morning. So
yep.
That was me. How's everybody doing?
I said I'd throw it out one more time, put my little Christmas shirt.
Yeah, I got Peloton on today.
Well, I got Peloton on the bottom.
Hilarious.
I'm good.
Nicole, hello. I have thoughts about this book, y'all.
Hello.
Books.
Bernadette, I have thoughts. So, okay, let me go ahead and just do the introduction stuff. Welcome everybody. Of course, we're talking about Farrah Rochon's Christmas Kisses, which is a holiday romance collection, has 2 books in one, Tuscan Nights and Second Chance Christmas. So it was just like, I love Farrah, like y'all know. I love Farrah. Love her. But this just wasn't it for me at all. Like,
wait,
and I know
the first story, or both?
I'm talking about it as a whole. Like, okay, so I will say the first story for me was not necessarily better, but I guess I got through it a little easier.
What you mean?
What I didn't like about the second story, and I'm sure we'll all get into this, is the timeline of them liking each other, the fact that you're a pedophile to me. Like, you liked her when she was 14, 15 years old. You're 19, like that whole thing, the college, like it just taking her virginity, like that just, I couldn't enjoy the story simply based on that.
Okay, I get it. The second one was easier to get through for me.
I liked the storyline of them, like, because the first one, to me, you playing too many games. Like, are you just gonna love him or not? Like, we keep going back and forth. But I liked the storyline for the second one, but that issue with their age differences and her being 14 or 15, whatever it was, and him being in college, I just...
Like, that could have easily, to me, could have been, sorry, the dogs are going to lose it because some of them talk quickly. It could have easily, you could have moved her to 18 and moved him to grad school, and they were friends in grad school, or something.
That's
like
it.
That.
Because even if she was, right, even if she was 18 and they went to prom, she was already 18. I was 18 when I went to my prom. That would have been fine. But the fact that you're like, oh, he had eyes on her from the time that he met her at 14. I was like, and then the mama like, oh yeah, I noticed it. I just didn't say anything. I'm like, you ain't no better. Like,
well, no, she said she wanted to put him in a hotel. But the dad was actually like, it's okay. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That's
And
bad.
then the girl walking around with no pants on at 16 and he noticed her. I had to stop reading. I texted my friend and I was like, is this weird to you? Is
Yeah.
this weird?
The whole, I saw her at the pool in her bathing suit. I was just like, I can't.
The first one for me was just like, I don't know. I'm not a Hallmarky Christmas movie girl, but it just reminded me of like a Hallmark Christmas movie. Like, we're in Rome and I love her, but she doesn't love me. Now she loves me. And she read, I was just like, bleh.
I know.
So by the
But
time I got
her,
to the one, it was kind of like, okay,
yeah.
this is like R. Kelly Christmas love story now. Like,
That's how I felt. I couldn't like the storyline. Like I liked where they were where she was going with the storyline. That age thing just really bothered me. Everything
it's
else would have
not
been
like-
fine.
It's not like we don't know those things happen.
Right.
You know, they do. I mean, I had a boyfriend who was 18 and I was 15. I was a freshman, he was a senior, then he went to college, and it was weird. And it was like, once I grew up, I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, you can't do that. That was the 90s. I mean, it was what it was. It's not like it hasn't happened, but to write it in a romance novel, that's
Right. That was it. Right.
Back up. This is a little bit.
Like there's so many different things you could have wrote about as, you know, a Christmas adult romance story. And I was like, and this is what you chose? Yeah. That's why I didn't even tag Farrah in like any post today, letting her know that there was a book club chat, because I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to sit here and be like, oh yeah, we loved it, yay. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
I was a little, yeah, I was a little annoyed with the back and forth. I get it for some of the story, but it was like, oh my gosh, come on, I'm mad, I'm not mad, I'm mad, I'm not mad. Like, oh, look, man, get over yourself.
Both of the stories.
Both. It was just
No.
a little, it could have been one scene, but it kept like back and forth. Like, make up your mind. What are you doing?
Especially for such short stories. Like if you got a full 250, 300 page novel, and there's a lot of that, we have a fight, we're not together kind of thing. But we're like 100 pages.
Right, it was like a weekend.
Oh my God,
So,
girl, come on. And when I say girl, I'm not talking about fair, I'm talking about the ladies in the story.
And so extreme. Like, so like you explain this whole reason why I can't do this, and and then it's like, oh, take off your clothes. Like, wait, what? Like, so all those principles, everything you just like, you know, this empowerment moment you just had is over. Like,
and then you abruptly sleep with him. You just change your mind,
and then you're back on it. Then you're like, don't.
And the next morning it starts all over again. That was just so annoying.
Yeah,
so
I can only do like in romance novels, because I absolutely love them. I can only do one of those a book, like, because you know it's gonna happen, right?
Yes,
right.
It's gonna happen. They're gonna get mad. Something's gonna interfere, and then they're gonna come back together. That's just how it goes. But the fact that it was like a roller coaster of this over and over again, I was like, come on, Nyla, like
in 3 days or 2 days or whatever it was.
Right.
It hurt in an accident or somebody, and then they're gonna go to the hospital. They're gonna, oh, I just love you so much.
Right.
That kind of,
and
this
that's
is like y'all are in the same room. Y'all are stuck in the same room.
Right.
And you're like, I love you. I can't do this.
And that's one of the reasons why I just don't do romance unless it's a book club fit.
Well, we appreciate you, Bernadette.
But
This
wait,
wasn't
in
it
the
for me,
first
though.
story, did anybody realize that he was the one that like put his brother onto?
I didn't know until he
No.
said that.
Not
I was
until he
just like,
told
That was an interesting twist.
I was like, when he said it, I was like, ooh. You just-
right. I was like, why would you do
And even that, she stayed mad for like a second.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt like there was another way he could have went about that or something. I'm like, come on, man.
Well, and then like he
that was a
said,
little.
like you didn't think he was gonna react like that, and then thought, oh well, I thought he didn't see it or whatever. I thought that was. I agree with her on that, and I probably wouldn't have talked to him anymore. Like you made me into a spectacle. I get it. I couldn't marry him.
Yeah,
but
I felt like
so public.
that should have been their downfall. Like that's where it should have happened, just that one time. Like I feel like he came all the way to see her. She should have been swept off her feet. They talk about it, go on, and then she eventually finds out that he's the one that told the brother, and then okay, we're mad again. But it just kept. It was like just kept going. I'm like, when is this gonna stop?
And I think the other thing for me, I feel like you said, love Farrah's book. I feel like she was pushed into writing this one, honestly,
Yeah.
because the Christmas surrounding these stories was just not there. Like,
Right.
it was just in December.
Mhm.
Like, where was
Yeah.
the Christmas part?
Yeah, it was hardly even in the second story, the second chance at romance. Like that was, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
fair
oh, there's a
enough.
tree in the lobby and an ornament here.
Right.
And that was like, okay.
I feel like the one we read last year was a little more Christmassy.
Yeah.
Like, what am
Yeah.
I getting? What was it? I don't remember. Was he getting the mom a gift for Christmas or something?
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
And they had, I think they even had holiday dinners and stuff. Like there was stuff
Yeah.
that just surrounded
Yeah.
what was going on. So yeah, I know that these two stories were taken from something else that she submitted, from another book or something that she was a part of, and she just took her stories and put it together. But yeah,
Well, that's good because they probably wouldn't have done well as standalone if that was it.
oh, not at all.
But
But
that
I
also
think-
explains a lot too as a writer. If she, I mean, you should always write your best. But if it was like, this isn't my book, this is part of something else,
Mhm.
then I guess it's like, okay, yeah, I'll submit something. Not thinking, right, if it was going to be standalone, in which case maybe she would put a little more.
Yeah, it
If
said
it was initially
originally
going to be standalone.
they both originally appeared in two different anthologies that were published by Harlequin.
That's what happened. I have a confession. I didn't finish
That's
it.
exactly how they read.
Yeah,
No,
it
listen to
sounds
that.
too much like a Harlequin romance. So I was like, oh, I hate Harlequin romances.
I used to be addicted to the Black books back in the day, but now
It's like it's the same plot. I was like, okay. So yeah, I didn't finish it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on this one.
Yeah, it was hard to read.
It
Like
was
it was
hard.
only 200 pages, and I was
I did have to stop. I was 70% into the second story. And I read this thing that said, it's okay to stop. You don't have to finish a book. You don't have to do this. And I'm scared where they're going to go with this age thing. And I couldn't.
yes. Yeah, if I didn't have to discuss this and host a chat, I probably would have stopped because that really bothered me. I was like, I can't get through the story because of that. Like, otherwise, the storyline to me was much better, but like I couldn't get past it.
But for book club, I probably put a DNF this one too.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
But it was interesting that they spent the whole time looking for Brother Austin.
Right.
I thought that was interesting.
And
he
that was kind of like
was
your
hiding out.
fiance's not asking where you are.
Where did they find Austin? I couldn't keep reading it, and I really wanted to know, but
he
ended up getting another room on the same floor. I think it's actually her
with his
room.
middle name.
Yeah, he changed his name and just got another room and was in there the whole time. So they went up to this mountain and got trapped for no reason because he was there the whole time.
But y'all had a whole rehearsal dinner and the groom wasn't there. And nobody
Well, they said he was there for part of it and ducked out early. And then there's some part in the book where they either told the bride that he was going to, like they had the traditional, I don't want to see you until the wedding. So somehow they played it off like, oh, he's gone to his room for the night or he wasn't feeling well or something. And that's how they played it off. So he was gone. So that's why she was not looking for him. But still, I'm like, I might not see you, but I'm going to be texting like something or say goodbye before you just up and leave me.
Yeah. Honestly, the thing that sped me through the end of the book was my little mentee texted me and was like, have you read The Silent Patient? I was like, give me 30 minutes. I'm going to start it in a minute. And I like sped read through the end of it. So I could start reading that with her, but
this took me longer than it should have, for sure.
Silent Patient is real good.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it about?
Oh no, yeah, it is pretty good.
I have it in my Kindle.
This a guy that's like kind of like psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a twist and a spin. I don't even want to tell you. Read it.
So I haven't gotten to the twist and spin. I haven't gotten to the twist and spin, so I think I can give it to her without spoilers.
Okay.
A lady kills her husband, She ends up in a mental hospital, and this guy is like fascinated with her and wants to treat her. She doesn't talk. She has not talked since the murder. And so then he goes in, he starts working at this hospital to treat her. And then that's as far as I've gotten. Like, he's having his first session. But people always, when my mentee texted me, she was like, I got to talk to somebody about this book. I'm like, let me pick it up. I'll read it. And we'll talk.
Like, I'll read it.
I'm gonna have to read that next. I just finished Two Lives of Sarah, and I'm starting a Michelle Obama book, so I might have to read that Silent Patient next because I've had it for like a month in my Kindle.
Silent Patient? Which one? You had
Silent
from?
Patient.
Oh, okay. It's really good.
Is it
It's
Alex somebody? The Silent Patient? Or
yeah,
just...
yeah.
Okay.
And I listened to it as well as read it. I even stopped
I just pulled it up on Audible.
to just listen to it, and it was a good listen.
Right.
And Michelle Obama's book is a really good listen too.
Oh no, I returned it. Mm-mm.
You what?
You returned who?
Michelle.
I had to. I'm glad you said that.
The Audible you returned?
I returned the Audible. I'm going to read the hard copy. I could not do the Audible.
I started the hard copy and just got the Audible last night and I sped it up because I was falling asleep and still fell asleep. So I was like, maybe I was tired last night. I'm going to try again.
You weren't. My friend said she put it on too, and she was like, I can't. Like,
yeah, it's hard. It's Michelle.
But I'm getting through it much faster reading the physical copy.
Okay, good. Because I flew through that book. Like, I had a flight to, I had a flight to, was it Las Vegas? I only read it on the plane. I had like a flight to Las Vegas.
Hard copy. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the hard copy.
Flight to San Francisco next week, and I only read it on the plane, and I finished it in 2.5 flights.
Wow.
Done.
Okay, Jessica, I'm trusting you because is becoming dusty on my shelf right now because
Becoming was good. I liked Becoming.
Yeah, I did too.
I read that one, no problem.
1/3 through Becoming, and I was like,
couldn't finish it.
I liked Becoming.
Maybe it's just you.
That's a pattern.
It's just you.
Missy ma'am.
I love her. I just, them audibles are not, I don't know.
Well, you know what? Her voice is not. Chats we had was that, but
she has such a soothing voice.
Right.
You can't be tired or sleepy. You gotta do when you're alert.
Yes, that's a good point because she definitely put me to sleep.
If you don't like Becoming, you can't be giving people your bad advice.
And I read the hard copy of Becoming and enjoyed it. So I'm gonna go back to my hard copy maybe.
I read the hard copy.
Yeah. Thanks for the advice.
I thought that was really good.
Which one?
Becoming.
Yeah, it was. And this one is just as good, or I even like it a little more. Maybe because I'm not freshly off of reading Becoming, but I liked it a lot. This light one.
Oh, y'all gonna make me.
I also don't think that I'm like that inspirational kind of like. I need like real story
action.
Yeah. That's why. It's hard for me. That's why I only do one book club pick like that. Unless it's like a memoir, but I typically stay away from.
And to be honest, I wasn't gonna read that book. I had it, but I wasn't gonna read it. And then when you picked it, I was like, oh man. But I'm glad you did because it's a good book. Huh?
I voted for Quinta's book. Are we doing Quinta?
But so many people said it was just okay.
Just okay.
And that's why I didn't go with it because there was quite a few people.
I was ready for it to end.
Not ready for it to end.
That's there you go. That's why I didn't choose it.
Book. I like her show was really good, but that book,
same.
I love
her
the
show. Was really good.
The book was like, okay, we're going on and on and on, and you made your point. Let's end it.
Wait, you know the one thing that surprised me about Quinta that I did not know until she won her Emmy? I did not know that she was married.
To a white man, huh?
Yes, to a white man. I was like, the pearls. Like, where's she been keeping Mr. Magoo hidden all this time?
I didn't know she was married, but I'm not surprised she's married to somebody that's white. but I didn't know she was married.
I can't remember. It was when she did that interview with Oprah, right? That they talked about him.
Yeah, she had mentioned him when she won her Emmy, and I was like, "What? She married?"
Yeah.
Then I looked it up. I was like, "Ooh, is he what? What?"
Now I gotta go look it up.
Yeah.
She did post when she got engaged. I didn't know when she got married, but she did share that she got engaged. So I knew he was white then.
Before Abbott Elementary, I don't even remember seeing her before.
She was on that sketch show, wasn't she, or something?
I don't remember her. And I only saw that a couple of times.
I think she was part of like BuzzFeed. Like she used to do like lots of little
Yeah,
sketches
she did.
for them.
The memoir said that, yeah.
Black Lady sketch show was, if y'all haven't watched it, give it. The first time I was like, I can't get into this, and I watched it another time, and I could not stop.
I particularly like the episode she was in, the Black Lady Courtroom. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I gotta go back and find those episodes.
Black Lady Courtroom
sketch show. I knew from the memoir that she had been in some sketch shows. I had never seen her in any of those. But when Abbott Elementary started, I said, "Oh, that's the You Got Money girl."
Yeah.
A large.
And I had never seen that before until I when it was in the book, then I looked it up on YouTube. You Got Money, and I've seen it. And I was like, that wasn't that funny, but okay.
Yeah, a lot of people said it wasn't that great, so I was like,
it's
"Oh,
a
I'm not gonna make us
certain kind of
suffer
humor through the book."
Yeah. I wasn't gonna make y'all suffer. We already suffered through December. I was like, I'm not about to do this again. So
yeah,
not about to do this again.
Farrah almost lost me as a fan after this.
Man, I'm so disappointed because the Hookup Plan is probably my favorite of hers that I read, and so to come from that high to like, ooh, I'm ready to read her again, and then it was just like,
but you just say you've read something else first
until you just said that. You're right.
That is her. But I'm not like a big Harlequin romance reader type. Like I said, everybody, when it's Christmas time, I have so many friends that are like, "Oh my God, it's Hallmark Christmas movie time." And I'm like, it's time for me to cut my Netflix on.
That part, that's what I'm watching, Netflix.
Because I'm like, I am not for these Christmas movies. So right away, I was kind of like already like, ugh. But yeah, it lost me. It was definitely not the Hookup Plan.
Yeah, not even close.
I still hadn't read that one.
Yeah, it was really good. It's probably it's in my top 10 of the year for sure.
I didn't know she had written as many books as she did. I only stumbled upon her because somebody, I think in your group, suggested I read The Boyfriend Project.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the series that blew her up. I mean, I think she was pretty, like, I wouldn't say famous, but she was known before that, but the Boyfriend Project like really took her to a level of like everybody knows her.
I read all of her books years ago, like all of her early work. She had a series with, I think it's some brothers.
And there's like a football one. I know she has a couple of them, but yeah.
Yeah, so when I say years ago, like whenever they came out, like that's when I really liked her. But yeah, this Christmas
wasn't it? Yeah. I might have to take a vote next year on some Christmas romances or something because I tried to keep it seasonal, but this.
I read like 2 that were pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'll have to look for the names and give them to you. But they were like truly, like they really were Christmas books. Like it was a good theme in them. And they, had some spice. They were
Send that my way if you can remember. Like I'm thinking like, do I go with like Brenda Jackson and Beverly? Like they've got Christmas stuff.
Hey, what was it? Hey, it's a girl. I want to say she's kind of newer. She has maybe 4 or 5 books, but what is this girl's name? A.E. Valdez. Her book was Snow King Catches His Snowflake. It was cute. It was really like around Christmas. I know because I didn't finish this book, so I know y'all said.
Did it say Snow King Catch the Snowflake?
Yes, but they're not snowflakes. They're Black people. I know where your mind went. I don't do that. I would have put that book out so fast.
Oh, I'm looking at the cover of it too. It kind of reminds me of something like what's that? Oh gosh, what's them vampire movies?
Oh no.
Twilight.
But she has like a series of, I would say 3 or 4 other books, and I've actually really enjoyed them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you know, I love a book with a good hood title. Because after, I mean, I don't like to read them. I like the titles. Because after my Kindle suggested to me "Love in a Bully Hole," I said, "Wait a minute, love in a bully hole." And it suggested it all because I read an Ashley Antoinette book in my Kindle, and then I started getting all these weird suggestions. I was like, I can't read this. I need my Kindle algorithms to get right back.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah, I had 2 this last month that were kind of naughty, and I was like, I am not in the mood for this. They were a struggle to get through.
What did you read?
What was it? 10 Naughty Notes. Which was, so it's a series, 10 Christmas Shots. Well, I didn't read 10 Christmas Shots, but I read 10 Christmas Notes, or the Notes of Bay, something like that. Naughty Notes of Bay. I don't know, but I was just like, oh, okay, I'm not. Did Kindle take them back? Because I know I didn't return them. Hold on. But both of them were like, I was just like, wow, my head is not here right now. This is too much.
Yeah, for apples, I got one. What was it? Football Widows is from, I guess Zane has a series that she presents different authors. And I read a Carl Weather book. What was it? The Hamptons. You know, it came on BET. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna read the book. So I read the book, then I started getting all these, you know, how to say, oh, you might like this. And I got Football Widows. You guys read Zane before, right?
Yeah.
It's a Zane book. I'm like, oh my God, I'm too old for this.
Addicted. I know I read that one some time ago. And then the
APM,
movie came out.
I was like a Zane theme back in the days.
Yeah.
All the Zane books.
But it was a good book though.
Good.
The other one I read was what's her name? Rousey Adams. Have y'all read any of her books? It was called Spiked Hot Chocolate. So it was decent. It was a novella.
Yeah. I like that title.
When you said she'd written 4 or 5 books, I was like, oh boy, if she says we're on holiday, Renee's gonna roll her eyes. But I like that one.
Somebody posted some spicy books the other day. And I'm on one of my, I have a million screenshots to go back to stages.
The other thing with these books too that I do, it has to be a physical copy too.
Yes.
So that I can post it and take a picture of it.
Now I don't know if it's Christmas themed though. I'll look and see if I can find it. She took a picture with a stack of books and said that there were some nice spicy books. I don't see the screenshot.
I just realized I didn't post my December. I just posted the whole year.
Yeah, I just posted the screenshot today. I actually need to post it to our Instagram. I do a horrible job of posting there. I post like every blue moon.
I thought they had it where you can like sync them so that they'll show up on both. No?
You talking about chats? I used to use my phone. Well, originally I did 2 phones. I used to use my work phone and my personal phone and FaceTime or do live from Instagram and Facebook at the same time. Then when the pandemic hit, why did I change to Zoom during the pandemic? I don't remember. I think it was just one of those things where I was like, let's try it since everybody else was doing Zoom. I think at the time it was becoming the way of everybody doing work and meetings and things like that. So I just said, let's try Zoom and see what happens. And like this format for me is a lot more laid back because when I'm doing IG and Facebook, it's just me talking and reading y'all's comments. And that's not it's work for me because I have to make sure I really know the book because there's no one there to like fill in the gaps or put in their, insert their opinion. So it was taxing on me. So
When you
Zoom has been the way.
When you posted last night that girl
That
on the
chat?
other,
Yep.
yeah, and I was like, wait, we were on Zoom for that one, but I think what it was, you were still just doing the stream and not like streaming the Zoom.
And
so,
I
'cause y'all
can't
could hear
remember
us talking in the background, but then it was just your face.
And at some point I do like turn the camera around to the Zoom discussion, but I can't remember why I posted it that way. Cause I was like, well, if we did it on Zoom, why didn't I just post the Zoom video to YouTube like I always do? But for some reason I posted like, you can tell I like screen recorded the chat from Instagram Live and then posted it, but it was weird. Yeah. I don't know why I did it that way, but
I definitely remember that was the first one when we were on Zoom.
yeah. Because that pandemic hit and then that was so long ago. We've been doing Zoom ever since, but I like this format better. You get to see people's faces. More people, can talk and not have to type their opinions and stuff like that. It's definitely better overall.
I know, don't go back to in person because I don't live in Georgia.
We never did in person. It's this book club has always been virtual since 2017.
Okay, good.
I just did the chats on live, like Instagram Live and Facebook Live instead. So, but yeah, we will know in person. My schedule does not fit that with as busy and on the go as I am, and it just doesn't work for me. I have to be at the house doing this stuff.
In-person book club I'm in, we haven't gone back to in-person because it's just gotten convenient to just
do it on Zoom. Yeah,
everybody can be wherever they are. They used
right.
to have really fancy themed cocktails and all kind of stuff, but everybody's kind of like, we kind of like Zoom. Y'all want to just stay on Zoom? So
yeah, I like it. It's convenient, and again, like you said, like this book club is so much bigger than Atlanta. Like it's people from all over, so I don't want to exclude people just by having it in person. Now we have done some in-person events in the past, like where we've done movies and dinners and stuff like that, but yeah, I like to include everyone, so Zoom it is. But yeah, any other final thoughts on this book before we just move on to general discussion?
I thought there was potential. She just didn't hit the mark.
Yeah, it was a 3-star for me, and that was me being generous.
Yep.
Because I love Farrah. So, and I hope she
wasn't
never
listening.
watches this.
As bad as it is.
Or everybody?
What'd you say?
Was there an Audible, or did everybody do the Kindle?
No, it had to. You had to
The
do
Kindle.
either. Yeah, there was no Audible for this one. It was
I did
either.
the
I
Kindle.
actually had to physically read this on my Kindle.
Yeah.
And
Y'all know
this
I'm
is
the
just
audiobook
me.
queen.
I don't like to give Black authors lower than 3, even when it's horrible, because it's a Black author. And I feel like, especially on like Goodreads, they never like get good shots. So even the horrible ones, I'd be like, it's a 3, but
I know. I should have held my rating because Keela was like, "Oh, I saw Renee gave it a 3-star, so I'm deciding not to read it." I was like, "I'm gonna hold out on my rating from now on. If it's not 4 stars or higher, I'm not putting it anymore."
I didn't
He
look
totally
at
bailed on us.
Yep, I didn't look at your rate. It has 4.1 on Goodreads.
Yeah, somebody liked it.
Well,
Yeah, somebody wanted
that's 105 ratings, so we're in the
Or maybe she had all her friends give it that rating.
look. It says
more.
104. It has more 5s than 4s.
See, now you about to make me go look because I want to see who these people are and what they're saying.
Reviews.
Well, I'll never forget an author came to a meeting that, and she asked us to go and give her friend the amount of stars. So I don't believe all the ratings that I see on there.
Yes, because I was in a book club where they gave you like early access to the book, but in order to get the early access, you have to give it 4 stars. So it was cheating. It was cheating.
Wow.
Look, my cousin. Look
Right.
at all of us. My cousin gave it 3 stars. Jamie gave it 3 stars.
Bernadette, is this you, Bernie Mac?
Yes.
You gave it a 4.
Yeah, I guess I was drunk.
Who the hell is Carolyn? Carolyn gave it 4 stars. Who are you?
I don't remember. I didn't remember the book because I gave it to my mother-in-law. So I was like,
I didn't think too much about the age thing. That is a problem. I didn't think too much about that. But the only thing that really, and I have to be generous because I don't like romance, so I didn't want to like penalize it. The first one, it was just annoying as I don't know what when they went back and forth. But I liked everything else about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I'm like, where are all these 5 stars? Because look at all of our reviews are like the closest to the top.
I didn't write anything. I just wrote. I mean, I just did a star.
I had forgot to even rate it. I had to go and rate it. That's how unimpressed I was. But I did give it 3. Same reason. It's like it's not horrible to like, you know, bring her ratings down. So 3 it is.
And her other books are good. So.
Right. Great.
I'm judging all these people that gave it 5 stars.
But most of the people who gave it 5 stars didn't write they didn't write a review.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a real honest review. I think they just went 5 stars.
The other thing that I was trying not to be like a hater when I first started reading it, and I was like, so he had close cut hair and he had mid back in 3 years, like my lock still
Okay, I thought about that too. I said 3 years. Okay.
Okay, bro. If they had put the little hair growth recipe at the end, that would have been it right there. I'll buy it.
Hot Mess Express. Yeah. So we survived. We made it through. Some of us, not all of us.
All the way through, yes.
Some of us quit, which is perfectly understandable. I would have too if I wasn't hosting this chat. So I'm with you. I'm with you. The good news is, sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, I'm so glad because as I was reading, I was like, they're gonna love this book, and I'm gonna be sitting here like,
not me.
I'm so glad. I thought it was just me while I was reading. I'm like, is everybody? I even put a little picture one day. I was like, I'm reading the book, and I think that's what Keela was like. Oh, they get 3 stars.
Yeah,
y'all know when I don't finish the book, I usually still go back and finish, but this right here is not gonna happen.
Don't worry about it.
The book that shall remain nameless.
How many people didn't finish it? How many people didn't finish it?
Oh,
raise your hand, loud and proud. The 3, look.
You said did not finish it?
Yeah, did not.
I mean, life was happening in addition to it just not grabbing me.
That's probably what it was. I had so much going on, it wasn't enough to grab.
No, that ain't
it. Book, and no matter what's going on, you're gonna finish reading that book. This book not grabbing like that.
That's not it, because I had nothing going on. I was sitting in this.
You just like it.
That
part for 2.5 weeks did nothing
through this. But I'm purging. I'm doing some purges, and I was like, yeah, this one's gonna go.
You doing some purges, Jessica? My address is 8750.
Right, you see that book collection back there?
Like, right. I told my mentee I was gonna give her first dibs, and she was like, "Well, make sure that one's not in there." I don't.
Hilarious.
We love you, Farrah. If you watch this ever, we love you, and we love the rest of your book.
Yeah.
You purging so you could do some 2023 purchases, right?
I don't need to buy
another book. I know.
But seriously. You will.
I will.
Shame.
You have a challenge about not buying any books, but reading what you have.
Yep, don't have that kind of willpower. Sorry. I can't. And I don't buy books that often. Like literally everything I have pretty much gets sent to me. So I get a good bulk of stuff. But there's like 1 or 2 here that I want to support that I will go out and buy, or if it's a book club read that it's older and I don't have, I will buy it. But I still I can't keep up.
They on Kindle deals, they get me every time.
Yes.
Every time.
I know. I need to start reading those for real, but they just don't photograph as pretty when it's on the Kindle. So that's my my gripe. Why I have multiple copies of everything.
That's true.
Yeah.
Craziness. All right, so what's everybody reading right now?
Nothing.
You said nothing?
I took a little break. I think I hit 67 books for the year.
Good for you.
Nice.
My first goal was
Amazing.
25, and then I upped it to 40, and I hit 67.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm finishing
nice.
like 2 books, and when I finish them, I just said I'll start in January.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to start with 1619 Project since
Yep.
I have that and I haven't started it yet.
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're doing if you guys want to join, we have like a little Facebook chat about 1619. Like we're all just starting, so we're not too deep in it, but the documentary comes out on the 26th, I think, on Hulu. So our goal is to have it done. We're just kind of freestyle reading it and talking about it as we read in the chat. But if y'all want to join, just message me, tag me in the group, do something, and I'll add you to that or send you the link for it. But yeah, we're gonna try to get it done before this documentary comes out.
Oh, I can't do that. And Michelle, I'm gonna have all my Black life together.
Listen, I gotta do both. Listen, yeah,
You can do it, Nicole. Hold Michelle till after 1619 because it was a quick read for me.
and that's what I'm doing is Michelle after. I'm doing 1619
Yeah.
with the audiobook. I do have the physical and the ebook. Well, actually, I'm doing the ebook and the audio at the same time because I need to like see it as I'm following along. But
Yeah, I need to highlight, so I'm doing both.
yeah, that's me too. I'm like, yeah.
I did the 19 project with the IG group. I think it's a book that we all need to read. That every person, because I learned
I have it in physical and in Audible, so I guess I could do them both at the same time.
Yeah.
My husband has had it and read it for a while. My mom couldn't get through it. She had to keep resting, and my husband has warned me. I'm a very empathetic reader. I don't know what you would call it, but I have to filter. It's kind of. He said it was kind of heavy. Would be kind of heavy for me, but I would like probably not be able to get through it. So I have not read it, but I'm anxious to see.
Try it yourself and see what you can do. Don't worry about what anybody else tells you that you can't.
Well, he knows me pretty well. If he doesn't warn me and he has me read and I read something, I'm like, why didn't you tell me this mess was like? So I trust him to not let me get caught up in something and then I can't sleep at night. So
right.
But yeah,
It's one of those books for me because I've talked about this before. I have this irrational, like we were saying today, I think you put in the group, you can't wait for this book to come out and then you get it, then you just hold it. Because I have this feeling of like, I know how much this book is going to mean to me, and I'm going to hate that it's going to be over. And so I hold stuff because I'm like
savoring it.
Oh, it's going to end. If I started, it's going to end. So it doesn't end if I never started. And it's TV, I did that with TV shows too. Where
I had that with The Water Dancer.
I really enjoyed that too.
It took me forever to read it, but once I read it, I was like, "Oh, okay." But it was like, I want to read it, but everyone says it's so good. What if I don't like it? What if it's not good? But I want to read it. It took me forever just to sit down, just open up the book and start reading.
I listened to the 1619 podcast, but I haven't. I mean, I'm reading the book now. It was. If anybody has
podcast,
is it heavy?
I mean, well, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like, but it's anthology. It's anthologies. It's not like it's like different stories. So if one story is too heavy, you probably move on to the next one. It's not like a continuation from one to the other, but it is beautifully produced. Like you can hear waves in the background, sir. Like it's beautiful.
Oh, okay, like the auto. Oh, okay.
That's but I think it's. I mean, even
it's an experience. Heavy, it sounds
you gotta listen to it. Like it's. Do what you can.
So you would recommend the audio?
I would recommend the podcast. I haven't listened to
the podcast. Gotcha.
The audio book is the same. I just started.
Is it the same?
I just got through the preface and like the first. It's the same where it's like poems and short stories and stuff. And so it's the same. Like you just said, the water and the sounds in the background. It's the same way.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Different authors read. So
right.
Nice. Okay.
The Sister Mother Warrior by Vanessa Riley.
I have that. I want to read that. Not this month, but I have a long
Not
list.
today.
I don't know how I'm gonna make it.
I think I have that on
Yeah.
my list. I don't remember if I bought it or not.
Yeah,
And
it
the
was a Kindle deal in December.
and the Son of Mr. Suleiman by Eric Jerome Dickey.
I read that. That was good.
That was
Uh,
good.
Just started it like into a couple of chapters, and of course, getting slowly to the light.
My husband's reading that now.
Isn't that the last book that was published?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I have that book. Maybe I'll get to it this year. Maybe.
This year.
Hey,
I'm
Hilarious.
holding a thought that Jess said for when we move on to shows, but I'm going to say it so we don't forget. I want to, the Best Man series.
Yeah,
is
we
how
can talk
I
about
felt. That's how I felt with not wanting it to end. Like, like now I've watched it.
Right.
I
And it
wanted
was so
to-
good. I
next,
thought it
right?
was so good.
I
was
wanted to
mad
do
I
a whole
watched it twice.
series. I was
did
like,
not
make
want
this a
that to end.
series. I want.
I know. I want them to come back.
yeah, I'm curious if they're really like done. You know, sometimes they'll test you, like they're saying like this is the final chapter, but I wonder if it's a test.
I heard they said it was hard to get all of them to commit to filming.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The difference is they really are actors doing other things to get
you
them
know what?
all right.
Terrence Howard is supposedly retired.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Look, I'm from Wisconsin, and Terrence Howard, when he kept calling him Joe, because half my family's from Chicago. I said that is the Chicago in him. Like, what up, Joe? I said, I wonder if he's in there or if he was just like, I'm gonna just be myself. Because I know they did not write Joe in there that many times.
Right.
I
He
noticed
crashed-
that. I was like, where is that coming from?
Chicago.
crashed my high school.
And I was like, oh my God, the Chicago lingo.
Yeah.
Terrence Howard crashed our 10-year high school reunion.
Really?
It was at the Georgian Terrace downtown, and he was trying to avoid large crowds and like sneak in the back door. Well, lo and behold, you just walked into our 10-year reunion, and I'm looking like I'm the closest person to the door, and I'm like, yo, that's Terrence Howard right there. Like, so all of like the women, all of my classmates, like we all went to the lobby and took a group picture with him in there. But yeah, I think he was filming a movie or something. But yeah, he was like trying to be incognito, and I was like, yeah, you walked in the wrong back door, sucker.
I was glad to hear him be Chicago on that show because I was tired of him being Memphis.
Right.
I always think of him as Memphis.
It's hard out here for a pimp.
Name. Every time I see him, that's all I can hear.
Whoop that
name.
trick. That's my movie right there.
Well, he
That
was
is my
bringing
movie.
all the Chicago out in him. I was like, he better stop.
Right.
And when he did the Will Smith line,
Yes.
in the end, keep my wife's name, I died. I was like,
Out your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah. Hilarious.
Him
Yeah,
and Shelby were like the best parts.
I love them as a couple. Like, I'm like,
they
finally,
were
y'all are
hilarious.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
Now, when they first showed Nicole Ari Parker, I was like, what?
Yeah.
They don't go together.
Right. Nope.
first
Here comes Shelby.
I was like, this is no.
Which is to your point, right? They didn't try to put that on us either. They made sure everybody else thought the same thing. Like, y'all don't go together. Like, what is going on? That is so not. So yeah.
The first episode was good, but it didn't make sense. And it almost made me feel like, I don't know if I want to watch it. Like it had its funny parts because they're them, right? So they're beloved characters and they're naturally like funny. But I also was just sitting there like, is this the storyline? Because none of this makes sense.
I can't remember them apart now. I'm trying to think specifically what was just in the first, because I binged like we just kind of back to back.
Then going.
Lance was a hoe, and I'm like, what are you doing, Lance? Like,
yes,
like,
when they first got to the place. Okay, yeah.
Even before they got there, he was in a room
I think
somewhere.
they was trying, like, with some of it, to me, it felt like they was bringing it back to the beginning. Because remember, in the beginning, that's how it all started. He was being a hoe. Because, and I think that's, to me, I was like,
they have to give context to people that didn't see, because I know there were a lot of people that didn't watch the other ones, right?
Yeah. And I
so
went
maybe
back
they had to
and
kind of give us
I watched
character
them in succession from like
Oh, you
when
did?
Yep, I
Oh,
went back to the
nice.
first one, and I will never have to watch Best Man Holiday ever again. Like this was only my second time watching it. I'm like, I cannot watch this movie again. It breaks
It's
me
the tearjerker for sure.
down. It breaks me all the way down every time. I'm like,
But it was when I was watching a movie and I saw that the kid. Okay, here's my thing. This is the only part about the series that irritated me, because if you remember Best Man Holiday, him and me and them had like a gang of kids. But in the series, it was like, where the kids at? It was kind of like The Color Purple. All them kids sitting on the porch, but you only talked about hard children.
Right.
It was like, where is all these kids? Because in Best Man Holiday, she had the little dark skinned girl who held, and then she had the girl who held the ball up to her. I'm like, where are the kids at?
And
And
they had like 5 in the movie. They had like 4 or 5
like,
in the movie. Now, my problem with the movie, and I hate it when we do this, is like, y'all, I know genes pull back and come, but these children do not look like they could come from these people. They do not.
Right.
That bothered me.
Where they get this little light-skinned baby from?
Correct. That looked like Shelby's children, like or Nicole Ari Parker's children. Like, how is this Morris Chestnut? I can't think of her name. But how is that their children?
Right.
But you know, the girl who played Mia, I still every time I see her, all I keep thinking about is
Players Club.
Players
yes,
Club. All
her
day.
in that bathroom, like I just came to dance.
I just came to dance. Don't let the money make you. Ebony. What's her name? Her name was Ebony.
That's right. Yes. And Terrence Howard was in that movie.
You're right. All I can see is Ebony when I see her. Just like all I see is Diamond when I see Lisa Ray.
Right.
Yeah. It was good. I just hate that because Nia Long was a successful Black woman that she couldn't find love and had to keep going back to Harper. It was like, come on.
Right.
Like, and then have y'all seen the post about the actual villain, who the movie said the villain is, who the actual villain is, and everybody saying the actual villain is Robin.
No, it's Harper. Is the wig.
She did get on my nerves.
I think
there was no
Harper.
villain. That was just life.
She was just always his
second choice. They both got on my nerves at one point.
Yeah, they got on my nerves. She did. Harper did too, but it was like Harper's being Harper. This is who he's been since the beginning. Like now you all of a sudden you've been married for X amount of years and you want to get mad at him now because he's all about himself and his career.
She did acknowledge that he's been like that since the beginning.
Yeah.
Remember, she said, which is real life, which some women do. I keep waiting for you to change. I keep waiting for it to be my turn.
Yeah. Right.
That this is how it's always been. So that's her fault, right?
And then
that's her expectation. But
you
she did acknowledge it.
Grow. Everybody has to grow. So
everybody does not have to.
But she always says she never
that's an expectation that people go into it with, but everybody don't grow.
Right. You can't read her mind. She never expressed anything.
And that's what the therapist said was like, have you ever told him that? Like, you have all these problems. Have you ever actually said that to him?
That was her hope, right? I hope that eventually, and it didn't come. And like
after
you
he chose you, after
he's just being who he
trying to
is.
get his ex-girlfriend, and I went,
now that part.
How you gonna propose to me after you just tried to hit your ex-girlfriend this weekend?
Right, that part.
And she said yes.
Right. Yeah. And it was one thing that I didn't get because remember she was laying in the bed and she thought she could hear them downstairs laughing or something. And then
that was weird.
She was reminiscing back to when Shelby was telling Terrence, I hate you, but she actually meant something else because that's what she actually heard, and that made her get up and start thinking that maybe
right.
That was real. Thought she heard them downstairs too, and they played it back, and they were at her place. So I didn't know what that was.
Maybe his phone called her.
But what's the guy name?
I gotta watch it again.
He is my favorite. I love Merch. I love Merch because he is just like a regular dude. Nice he was guy. Just so like this nice guy, and he was funny to me when that lady was in the cab. I was like, I love Merch, but I was ready for him to whoop somebody's butt. Like, come on.
He couldn't find a way to address it. He ended up just having to walk by. Just let it go.
Right.
There's no good outcome to this.
Right, playing all the scenarios. Had that crowd of people chasing him down. Hot mess.
No, that was I enjoyed it tremendously.
Did y'all ever watch Reasonable Doubt?
Yes.
On my bench list.
Look, I
Now
watched
that's
so many
another one.
shows. Yes,
That's another
I
one
did.
for me. I liked it. I did like it, but I had to suspend a lot of disbelief. Like, what lawyer is walking around as an attorney? Ma'am, you're not going into court with a one shoulder.
Right,
type,
top on.
Like, no, no.
Nobody taking you
I didn't see
seriously.
that.
No, this is too much. I enjoyed it though, but it was very like.
It was good, but it was kind of like, okay, now come on.
This is a lot. Her wig was bad in that one too. Sorry, I didn't mean.
Yeah.
No, they gave her wigs from the Tyler Perry wigs. So
her wigs were awful.
They were bad.
Make me Google this.
They were really bad.
It's a good show. Don't get me wrong. And what's his name? Little blue eyes. He played evil too good. I'm sorry.
He does.
He
always has.
Good.
Oh, he's in that.
Yes. Ever since I saw him playing crazy on that TV show, The Following, I've always been scared of him. Like, oh, he's that handsome, scary. Like,
what's her name?
Not handsome, scary.
Demetria Lucas calls him Michael M.F. Ely.
She sure does.
That's hilarious.
Because I'm like, what go through your head if you could play creepy? Like, he plays creepy just too good.
He plays creepy bad, and then the guy who played Terry's husband in Soul Food.
Yeah.
He always plays some rotten, cheating man. And I can every time I see him, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be awful in this movie.
Right. You already know.
He's horrible.
In the movie Soul Food.
That's so funny. Like in the
movie.
90s, actors had like that one person that they played in every movie.
Mhm.
Gabrielle
That was
Union was gonna be that angry Black woman in
The mean
every
girl.
movie. Like it didn't matter. Yeah.
He played Terry's husband and cheated with Faith with the cousin.
Yes,
He
he
played Jeannie's husband on ER, and he gave her AIDS.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my God. I
Oh,
forgot.
Lord.
Oh, who else? He like every movie. He's been in some Tyler. Oh, he was Bernie's husband.
Yeah.
Hell, like he
Yeah.
was.
Oh yeah, he got
Yeah.
he got the cigarette. Yeah.
Fire. Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I forgot
Speaking
about
of
that.
did y'all see Angela Bassett? I said she pulled the Black mother card. She
On her
told
son?
him,
I think,
yes.
I think Courtney, I think the husband got him because she was upset
Yeah.
because that camera cut off as soon as he said, "Wait a minute, are you joking?"
That was awful.
And I said, I don't think he was very
Posted
sensitive
it.
to. He probably wasn't thinking. Kids don't think, right? He's thinking TikTok trend, not thinking she just lost Chadwick, and that's
That's
gonna trigger.
right.
That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how
Also,
Too
stop
far.
playing with these
Posted
people's
after-
names,
Very
man.
well.
Yeah,
He posted
speaking
it after
speaking
seeing
depth.
Jamal's reaction like
He
that.
sure
Like,
did.
like, boy, like, come on now. That's
I don't
what
know
makes
why that
it
is a
to me.
Well, for him to pull
I hate that it's a trend because I'm like, y'all are
Yeah.
putting this stuff into the
It's horrible.
atmosphere.
That's not funny.
Right, killing
Stop.
people off.
Yeah. I'm like,
I
don't
mean,
put
there's
my name
one I
out
was
there.
okay with. I was like, did it start with him?
Was it Donald Trump?
Which, yeah, sorry, God, my bad, but yeah. Let people show their true colors. You can keep showing that one because you know, like, oh, you
Right.
that hurt, like you that sad, like relax. But yeah, I was like, that's
Craziness.
not good. He definitely, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. Time is up already. It flies.
Yes,
know,
always a
but-
pleasure, ladies.
Yeah,
It was a
fun chat. We
pleasure.
made it through the year, the 2022 books. So now we focus on 2023. I got a list of people that said they want to join. So we already know how that goes. Michelle Obama, I will say, the last time we did Becoming was probably one of the biggest chats that we've had to date. We had a lot of people join for that one. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have the same result in February when we discuss it. But there's like over 70 something comments on that thread right now with people. So I pinned it to the top of the group because I'm like, every month I'm gonna come in here and be like, boom, 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 where you at? Where you at? Like, or at least keep commenting on that thread to be like, you know, hey, y'all got 2 weeks, get this book done now. You got goals.
Right.
Let's go. because I don't think like, I mean, people think, I got to take time out of my day, but like once they actually get here, I'm like, yeah, it's actually fun. We're just talking about books, stuff that we love. Like it just takes you one time of coming in here and then
And
what's
you
up.
can
Like,
cook, you can do phone calls, you do whatever you need to do. Turn your camera off.
yeah, all you
Come
gotta do
on,
is turn the camera
come
off.
on in the room.
We know because you
know.
be at dinner and vacation and everything.
Yes.
Listen, that
But
part. We've
I'm
seen
glad I
Topeka in the
stumbled.
cigar bar, joining book chats. Like we do it all.
I was at
Okay,
I
so
was
if I'm
at
talking about hookah,
PFJ.
okay.
When we did
That made me
Kindred, I
happy.
think I was at the batting cage in the back of my car doing a chat. Like we make it happen. But I mean, it doesn't get more convenient than just having to hop on a Zoom for an hour. Like
I was thinking
literally.
about the other day. I was on the one on which one was it? Carefree Black Girls. I was in Nissan Armada with my team driving around Birmingham. We were on a road trip. I was sitting all the way on the third row with my earpiece in.
I think Carefree Black Girls was the one where I was in the airport and I was like, I'm being in the airport, so I'm gonna see what I could do. Man, I listened all the way up until I had the plane was like out the park, and I was like, gotta go.
Yeah, I've been in the salon drying my toes.
Yeah.
Then all the way home, then in the car, then home, pick up the food, then home. Like, yeah, it just but I made it. That was my goal for last year. I made it to everyone. I read every book.
I'm in 5 book groups. I don't even know how I found this one. I think I was just during COVID, like trying to start reading again. I just stumbled upon it and I was like, oh, let me add this.
The best one, Nicole?
These are the best meetings.
Yeah.
I swear they are the best meetings. The other meetings are boring. These are the best ones. That's why all my friends have started coming over here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love that we freestyle stuff, which is why, like, I mean, I used to have authors and try to get authors a lot. And if it's a pretty big book and I can get it easily, I will do it. But I also like having our discussions where we can speak freely and not have to like monitor what we're saying because we didn't like the book, or even just veer into other conversations if we want to, and not talk about the book the whole time. So I do appreciate that. But at the same time, like, there's other book groups that have like literally thousands and thousands and thousands of members, and my goal for Book Girl Magic was never that. Like, I like the fact that we have less than 3K people and that like you can get familiar with the people that are posting and actually build a relationship. So that means more to me than having a group with like 100K members in it, because people would just get lost at that point. Like, Black Girls Read Too, I'm in that group, but it's just like a million posts and sometimes it's the same thing. Like, okay, you're reading Coho, we get it.
What is the girl? Yeah, Colleen, is her name Colleen?
Coho, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Colleen Hoover and Ashley Antoinette has that book club in Choco.
Yeah,
like,
the butterfly effect, like everybody. I've seen that too. I'm like, and Coho, I mean, I like her books. The 3 that I've read, I enjoyed. Sandra, I think I saw you reading Verity. Like that one was so good. That was a 5-star for me. Like it was really good. That's probably my favorite of the ones I've read. It Ends With Us, It Starts With Us, both good stories. But like, I think people who hate her, they have this perception that she's like a romance writer. She's not. Like, it's more like on the thriller side. Like, yes, it does talk about love, but it's not like Jasmine Guillory or Farrah Rochon.
I've never heard
of
her.
You never heard of who?
I like
Coho?
thriller.
Colleen Hoover?
Right. Not until this last book that she did.
Yeah, It Ends. It
Because
Starts With Us.
That's the only one that then I learned like who she was, but I haven't read anything. But I
Verity
like thriller.
is good in a twisted way. Like Verity was one that I probably read in a day or two, and I don't even read that fast. Like Verity was so good.
One of
That's a good one.
It was real good, and I was like, if he's saying it's good, then I think I need to read this one.
Yeah, Verity was really, really good.
Okay.
And I'm a romance person, so I typically don't read thrillers and stuff like that, but that one was really good. 5-star for me.
There's an author that I know we're wrapping up. There's an author that wrote romance and wrote one thriller, and I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went back to her, and then I was like, "Oh, is this her first thriller?" So I've been waiting for more because I do like thrillers.
Yeah, that's like Tiffany D. Jackson for me.
When No One's Watching, I think, or something.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I like Tiffany D. Jackson with that.
Yeah, because she's starting to branch
out. Is it Alyssa Cole?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
is that yeah, and she usually when I click her name, like to see
she got a ton of
it doesn't look like
historical
the
romance.
rest of thrillers.
Yeah, most of her stuff is like historical romance. And I've yet to read hers. I actually probably need to add one of hers to our book club at some point. let's see. I don't know. There's so many authors, just
Did
hard
either
to keep
of you
up.
read 20 books by Black men. That challenge from last year.
Yeah, I failed. I read.
I did.
After like
It was intentional.
when I look
had
at my
to
reads,
intentionally do it.
98% of what I read is Black women. I can't.
I
I
usually
can't help
do,
it.
but I had to focus on that because I knew if I didn't, it would mostly be women.
Yeah.
So I did the 20 by Black men, but I also did 20 by Black women kind of at the same time and maybe take turns.
Okay.
And then once
Yeah, I
hit it,
think I did.
first.
I think I was trying to do 20, but I know I probably read like 2 or 3 maybe all year. Everything, maybe a few, maybe less than 5 of white people, and then the rest were all Black women. Like,
yeah,
I unintentionally did the 20 by 20 Black women.
oh, I mean, if you stick with this group,
Right,
you
got
gonna read
12
that.
easy.
That's
I did
all
that
I
on
read. It was
purpose.
like we do this. I mean, I like the challenge, but at the same time, I'm like, this is what we do at Book Girl Magic all day, every day. Like we literally, that's all we do is read and celebrate Black women. So I saw the challenge and I was like, this is easy, man.
There's so many challenges, and in my mind, I'm doing them all. I don't know how. The 10, what is it? This guy Reggie.
10 books, 10 decades.
Reggie
Oh,
reads.
yeah.
I'm
Reggie.
really gonna try that one, and I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna
to
try
look
that
at
too. I
the
think.
end.
I
Yeah,
did
my
that
said
one.
he'll do 5 in 5 decades with me.
That's
I'm like,
interesting. It's interesting.
I
Has
did 10
anybody
books,
read the
10
weight?
decades.
Has anybody read the Weight of Blood by Tiffany Jackson?
Yes, we did
Yes. So
October.
good.
Yes.
That was
Yeah,
our
that was
October book of the
October.
month. Really good.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's where I read it.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Probably.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed that.
I don't do it on purpose, but I do. I read a lot of Black literature by Black women too. It just seems like all the books
It
I'm gravitating
gravitates.
to. That's
Yeah.
who wrote it, a Black woman.
And maybe, I mean, I know a lot of it's because I read romance and stuff too. I don't know. I just am
It's
gravitating
all
towards
across
that.
the bed. I read
You didn't
Caribbean,
always have it.
Caribbean, African authors. It's the same thing. It's usually Black women.
Yep.
my challenge would be 20 by white women, okay? Because
I don't
That
want.
would be
I
my
would fail that
That's the
challenge.
I'd be
last
reading
one I
Coho, and that's
But I
probably
didn't want to do that.
I would fail.
that would be
actually.
the challenge.
I want to highlight my people first.
Right.
Yeah,
Mine was
book.
Black fantasy last year. So I read 20 by 25 Black fantasy writers.
Oh,
Okay.
So
Black fantasy would be a tough one for me.
yes.
Me
Oh,
too.
I
I'm
love
not-
it.
It's not
I don't-
typically a genre that I
Yeah.
am surprised by when I do read some that what is it? Children of Blood and Bone. I really loved those two books, the first 2 books. And then what did I read? Beast of Ruin? Or Beast of Prey. Beast of Prey. Sorry, I read Beast of Prey, the first book. I haven't read the second one, but it was actually a paid partnership that I did with Penguin Random House. And so I had to read the book too, but it was good though.
Yes.
But I was nervous because I'm like, that's typically not a genre that I dabble in, but
And it's funny, I got into it because I read Kindred.
well, see, and Kindred, I
Yeah,
love Kindred.
I've read
but
all
that's
of
a
Octavia
different
Butler.
Yes,
level.
so I read all
can do
Octavia
that.
Butler, and it's like, okay, let me see if I can find more. And I found all these other. It's like, okay, this year that's all I'm gonna read. And it's just
And see, if they were more like
That's
Kindred,
fun.
I could read them all day. But if it's like dragons and witches and stuff,
Yeah,
is
I'm not
like,
doing
you know,
it.
that
Yeah.
is too much
yeah.
fantasy for me.
Yeah.
Like I need some reality when it comes to, you know, stuff like that. But
so you're more.
and even
sci-fi.
I'm okay if they have magical powers too. Like that, I'm okay with that. Like Harry Potter for me was, I don't know, that was still more realistic, I guess,
haven't
because he
read that
was
book yet.
Harry Potter is
Harry Potter?
I've read the first 4, but the last
Yeah.
3 are so long, I refuse to spend like 30 hours of my time reading
Yeah.
one book.
Who's the fantasy fan?
Me.
Yeah, it's Poppy. Is it Poppy War? Is that a fantasy book?
Oh,
Poppy
I'm reading
Wars,
that
yeah, I think so.
Oh,
By
I've seen that
J.S.
book.
Swan or something like that. There's 3 of them.
I've seen those books. I know what you're talking about.
What did you say the name was?
Poppy Wars?
Poppy
Wars.
Wars, the first one.
That is, but I think that's the I think that's the Asian one. If I'm not mistaken, one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. That's what I'm reading right now, slowly through it.
Do you like it?
I'm liking it, but it's not a far out. So far, it's not that way out fantasy stuff
Right.
with dragons and all of that craziness. But
Oh, you haven't got all the way into it yet, because the second
Look.
book is the Dragon Republic.
Okay.
And it's funny, I'll say I don't like Harry Potter, but that shit's full of dragons and mystical wizards and all kinds of shit. But it's good though. I don't know. I mean, maybe because there is some realistic elements like them going to school and things like that. Like there's some real stuff, but I don't know. Yeah. I probably, if I could find more like Kindred, like that was so good.
I like Kindred.
Yeah,
Did you all watch the
Fledgling wasn't
series?
bad either.
Yes, I love the series.
Yeah, it
Me
looks like
too.
it's gonna. I bet you they're gonna pick it up for another season and keep
I
going.
hope so. The way it ended, it better.
Yeah,
They wanted to. They were saying they needed to get the views. So hopefully they did. Because it was
But
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
it
same
was
show, did
good.
y'all watch that show with Journey Smollett? Oh, God, what is it
Yes,
called?
Underground. Yes.
And I was so mad when they
Oh,
canceled that.
upset.
I was
Like,
devastated.
It was
What
another one
show?
where you knew it should have been, yeah, it was a show, but it used to be on like CW
People
or
aren't
something like
watching.
that. But
Yeah.
it was like the way it ended, you knew another season should have come,
It
and
was
then they just
so
canceled it.
good.
And I was
What
like,
show?
So good.
it's called the
Underground.
Underground, or it's called Underground.
Underground.
There was so
That-
many. What's his name? Aldous Hodge from that show.
Journey
And what was her
Smollett.
mom's name?
Oh, that she was on
How to Get Away. How to Get Away.
Murder. Yes, yes.
That show was so. And Aisha Hines or Hines. I can't
Yep.
remember. Anyway, that was so good. But
I didn't
Journey
get past the
always
first
gets me
episode.
so- Really?
Not because it was bad, only because I couldn't watch. I don't know if she was getting beat,
I get it.
snatched, dragged, something. I was like, nope, can't do it. I'm just
that show
I
was.
just have a hard time.
See, I
with stuff
love like
that.
historical fiction and things like that.
Me
like
too, me
things
too,
that
me
deal with our
too.
history. So I love like you'll see I'll read a lot of historical fiction like slavery and love stories and stuff. It doesn't really
I'll
bother me.
read
Like
it
I
before I
learn
doesn't
more
bother
about
me.
it.
I feel like they could,
Yeah.
if they could. I feel like if they could suffer through it, I could just read a book about it.
Have y'all
I have to do that in spurts. Like I can read it
definitely,
and then I can't read another one for a couple of months or whatever.
You need a palate
I read
cleanser.
2 back to back, and I was not anybody's friend in public.
yeah.
I was waiting on somebody to say something.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I think our February pick is going to be the Davenports. Have y'all seen that? It's
Oh,
about
I'm
to come
waiting
out.
for that book. That's one of the books I'm waiting to come out.
Yeah, it's coming out. So that'll be our February book of the month when I announce. So I'm excited to read about, a rich Black family.
Were they real?
That I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a good question. I will find that out though before we. Yeah. So I don't know that.
Good pick.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. There's a bunch of stuff that's coming out. Like
A lot. I put it on my anticipated reads. I put it on a list in Goodreads, all the books that are gonna come out,
yeah,
so I could track them.
I need to go back through that one that I posted today with like I don't even know how many it was, like 60 something or 100. 100. There you go.
I'm gonna have to break that down later.
Yeah. So
It is inspired by a real life story of the Patterson family.
Okay. There you go.
Cool.
So I'm excited to read that. So that'll be our February read.
What? No romance book for Valentine's Day?
No, if you ever notice, most times it's historical fiction of some type when in February.
says
Like last year,
romance.
Black History Month.
Yeah, I usually do some type of book like what did we do last year? Yellow Wife was
Yellow
one
Wife.
February. Was it this past February 2022?
No, it wasn't this year.
You
Because
Hold up.
I still have not read
Renee.
Yellow Wife yet. Don't
Yeah.
I didn't
Oh,
read
who's
it.
the author of
No,
the
Wench.
Davenports that you're referencing?
Oh, it
Wench.
was Wench.
Hold on, Jamie. What did you? I'll come back to that. Jamie, what did you say?
Who? I just want to make sure I was looking at the right book. Who's the author for the Davenports that you're
It's like
referencing?
Crystal.
It's in a
something.
yellow
Crystal
cover?
Marquise.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, this does say that it's a historical romance for
Okay.
whoever said no romance for February.
There you
Oh
go.
no, I said I'm shocked that it wasn't romance.
Yeah, because I do pick a few of those. I try in the summertime, but yeah, 2021 we did the Yellow Wife. Last year we did Wench. So they're all usually kind of around that because that's what I like to read, historical fiction, and it's my birthday month. So
I enjoyed it. It was good.
You
I
did
could
what you
not
want.
do Yellow Wife, but I made
yeah, I do what I
myself
want in
do it.
February. So it's my I get to pick what I want. Like I
That
can
was a
pick what I
good
want.
book club meeting with Dolan.
Yeah. That was a good one. And the one we had with the Yellow Wife, I can't think of her, Sadiqa Johnson. That was a good one too, because she was telling us all about like how the story was inspired. And then I think that weekend she was going on that hike where she read the history and learned that's a really good chat. So if you go
She
to
has a
YouTube,
new book coming out. Yes, in 2023. Yep.
yeah, read The Yellow Wife. It's so good. If you like
Yellow
historical fiction.
It is on my book.
Right,
It has been
Yellow
on my
Wife.
bookshelf for a minute. It's another one it's gonna happen this year.
It's really good.
Which one?
Yellow Wife. I'm gonna. But she has another book coming out this year.
Yeah, it's upstairs. What's called? The House of something. It's
yeah.
And then what is speaking of, we were talking about Black men. Gosh, these books, and they're posted in Black Girls Read Too all the time. Oh gosh, it's bothering me, his name now. I'll figure it out. But it's who?
Miller?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I feel like his name is like initials, and I can't think of the name of the book, but he's got like two suspense. They're like suspense or something like that.
S.A. Cosby.
There you go. What's his name? You go.
Oh,
S.A. Cosby.
What's the name of the books though?
Razor Blade Tears.
Yep.
Yeah, Blacktop Wasteland.
Those are the two right there. Razor Blade Tears and Blacktop Wasteland.
I read those Tears. It was good.
Got a new one coming out after those two?
No, here's the new one. It's out.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
My Darkest Prayer.
My Darkest Prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I hope to read those two, Razor Blade Tears and Blacktop Wasteland.
Razor Blade
this
Tears
year.
is good, and especially audio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they said they're gonna make it into a movie.
Those two, and then the Violin Conspiracy is on my top of my list for this year too.
Really good. So I'm glad you picked that.
Yeah.
One. I heard it was really good. And I had it on my TBR when I heard a couple of people talk about it.
Yep, I'm gonna do the Violin. So those are 3 that I'm gonna do. So I might read 5. No.
I'll hold off and
no men. Can't do men. That's the only thing I hate about that is like
is on my list, but I don't want to do it if the club is going to do it.
No, I can't because simply the only Black man that's ever made this book club is Colson Whitehead. That's it. He was the second.
Another book coming out this year too.
Yeah, I saw that on that list today too. So, but if any of you guys wanna buddy read the Violin Conspiracy or something, maybe February after we do the 1619 project, because I can't take on too much this month. With that book alone is gonna be a lot.
It's
so
gonna be a 2-book month.
Wait a minute, I thought you said you were that the book club was gonna do Violent Conspiracy. Was I heard wrong?
No, we're just talking about it. I can't pick it. Well, technically, I'm only doing Black women for the Black book club, so I can't.
Okay.
But if you guys want to do a buddy read and people want to read it, like if we have enough interested people, I'll definitely do it. I just can't do it this month, but I can do it February or March if y'all want to read that together, if anybody's interested. Yeah, because I definitely want to sprinkle some Black men in there, but I find, well, I shouldn't say that because there are a lot of Black men that write fiction, but most of the times when I come across books, it's either like memoirs or serious stuff, or they're talking about race or something. There's people still joining the chat. This is crazy to me. I don't know. Maybe the time difference could be. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah. Anywho, yeah. So I definitely want to incorporate Black men. I don't know how many, but there'll definitely be more reads. But those are the 3 that are on the top of my list for this year.
But not official book club reads.
Oh no, we can't. We got to do Black women. That's what we do. I've always think about that too. Is I'm like, because I'll do Afro Latina. I'll do Afro Latina and mix it up a little bit as long as it represents. But I always
we've done non-binary, didn't we do?
Did what?
Oh, yeah. The You Made a Fool of Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Maybe I could sprinkle in. I always think about that. Maybe
you don't have to do, man. But that we did.
I know, but but it's something that I go back and forth in my head. Is that sprinkling in at least one man a year, but
gotta be the right one.
Right. Exactly. All right, guys. I've held you guys long enough. Continue to drink your water. You see, I'm almost there, guys.
No?
Same. Look at us.
I don't even have my
Bottom.
cup in the room, but I'm drinking.
A lot of us are doing either 75 hard, medium. I'm doing E2M.
Well, I'll bring a cup. It's empty though.
You got your sweatshirt on.
I
will tell you,
because I had on a t-shirt.
even though it started Monday, but I officially started Sunday just because 75 hard started on Sunday. So I started eating right and doing the E2M stuff Sunday. So I'm like a day ahead, but it's getting easier. I'm figuring out the food. My cookbook came today too. So that should be some good motivation. I can't wait for my cheat meal this week. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
we get cheat meals once a week. Man, I already know. Like I'm probably I want some barbecue, so I'm probably gonna go like just Sunday. They have these corn nugget Sunnies. I don't know if y'all have Sunny's barbecue, but they got these like little corn nuggets. They're so good. And I'm going to crumble cookies and I'm bringing it home.
I look at the menu every week.
Man, there's like a strawberry shortcake one and the cornbread one is out this week. And I was like, yeah, we hitting crumble up today. And I'm getting both and I'm eating them all. Listen, he said, as long as you're sitting at the table, you can eat what you want. Once you get up, that's it. Nothing more. So as long as I put all of that. But you will
get to the point where your cheat meal becomes less and less cheaty.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Like one day I had pizza, wings, crumble cookies, a drink, popcorn. I was on the toilet.
Yeah, that's what everybody said. It was like, and you gonna feel it though, for real. Like I saw somebody
post. It's like, okay, I can't do all of that stuff.
Right. I Googled cheat meal in the group and I saw someone had like 3 Five Guys meals, a whole pizza, a whole thing of breadsticks, and Mexican, 2 milkshakes.
No, what did he couldn't have ate it all though?
Oh, all his progress.
He didn't. I know he didn't finish it, but I guarantee he probably ate at least like a piece of pizza, the burger, the milkshake, and had the Mexican.
Yeah,
after you get up, he says you can eat what you want on that cheat meal, but once you get up from the table, like if I go to Olive Garden, once I get up from that table, that's it. Can't have nothing else for the rest of the day. You gotta eat.
You're not taking the doggy bag home.
Right. That's it.
My trainer used to give us a cheat day. And so I was like, okay, what I did with my cheat day was I was like, that's 3 meals a day. So I would have one Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like I made my day the weekend.
Extended.
Because stuff would always come up like, oh, can we go to lunch? Oh, can we go to dinner? Oh. So I was like, okay, well, Friday I could always be like, oh, I could do lunch or I could do lunch.
That's my friend Ari. She's doing it with me as a newbie, and she's like already planning like, oh, can we go to brunch on the 21st? And I'm like, how are we going to brunch? And then we got a 50th birthday party to go to that evening. Like we can't cheat for both. So you gotta pick, like you gotta pick and choose. Yeah. We can't have a group brunch and then do that. She's like, all right, well, maybe I'll move it to the next week. And here in my head, I'm like, I'm being selfish with my cheat meal because I want to eat what I want to eat. I don't want to go to your brunch spot and eat what you want to eat. I want to go. And then the thing is she set the time for 11 o'clock. I'm like, that's when you break your fast. My fast doesn't break till 12. So it's like all of these things going on in my head. And I'm like side-eyeing her like, really? This is what we're doing? So it's just funny, but I'm like, yeah, if I'm gonna cheat, it's only gonna be one time. Like I'm not, but what I'll probably do, we're not doing brunch. She moved it to another weekend, but I was like, I'll probably go out to eat before we hit that 50th party, get a drink or two in, and then by the time, because the party starts at 7, so my fast ends at 8. So it's like, Black people ain't serving food on time. Like I get there and food ain't gonna be served till 9 o'clock. I'm gonna be mad because I'm out of my window. So
if you starved.
But
right. I'll be out of my window.
It's not going to kill your progress to eat an hour later.
Yeah. True.
It
just reset it.
Teaches us discipline.
Yeah.
For the most part.
And that's when my body's getting adjusted to it. Like I can feel, that I'm getting accustomed. So I like it so far.
Nice.
We'll see. We'll see what I look like in 8 weeks. If I'm skinny and have abs, then I'm gonna be real happy. Listen, y'all need to see these transformations. Just Google E2M.
All the things, so
I've seen people with like guts, and in 8 weeks, they're like.
But they're doing all of the things and probably some more.
What is it called?
You're gonna have no
E2M.
I remember your transformation when you broke out with your bikini.
Yeah,
Was
that
was, I don't
that
even know
was
when that was, but
it wasn't 2022, I can tell you that. So probably 21
okay.
was when 21 was the last
Yeah.
time. I fluctuate, like it's like every other year, but 2021 was probably the last time that I got in shape like that. So yeah, then life happened. I lost weight and then got a boyfriend, and then he's the worst.
Isn't it always kills it?
He's the worst. Like, I'm like, dude, you can't. And what he does is he'll bring like everybody's favorite food. So he's like bringing me Mexican cheese dip, bringing Tenley a whole pizza, bringing Tatum wings from the Chinese place. And I'm like, dude, like you're doing too much right now. Like, but he knows, like, don't bring that shit in here now. Cause we got goals, man. I'm trying to get it together.
Nice.
So yeah. Anyways, we've been going for like an hour and a half
We
on the
have.
on the suckiest, shortest book too. That's the crazy part. We talked about this book for like 15 minutes,
15
and
minutes.
then we've just been chatting. That's how much I love y'all.
It gave us time to catch up.
Yes. So y'all know
Happy
our next
New
book,
Year.
Happy
Michelle
New Year.
Obama.
Happy New Year.
See y'all
Yes.
in a month, actually, I think, or is it the 1st? Something like that. But
It's the
Yeah.
first.
yeah, February 1st. Jess, we gonna celebrate your birthday. You gonna be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Partying. We'll have a little.
We always
No.
talk for my birthday for the February.
Right. Yeah,
So,
right about it. One time we did a Black History Month chat. I don't even know. Oh, that was for Sister Soldier, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you and I did. Yeah, we
Yeah,
read,
on Instagram.
Yeah.
That book was horrible. Oh no, that was
Yes.
actually
No, we did Coldest Winter. You and I did
the
that.
Coldest
on-
Winter.
Oh.
I'm about to say
To
Cold
kick
War was
off,
good.
because we hadn't read that book yet. Yeah, we didn't know what we were walking into. But boy, was that horrible.
We had not read the other one, the one that shall not be named.
Right.
Right. That's one I did not finish.
It was in
Uh,
preparation
It did,
for
and
that one coming out that we reread Coldest Winter
Again,
ever.
that would have been a DNF if I wasn't hosting the chat. Like,
No
horrible.
redemption.
We did
Horrible.
a chat on that one?
Oh, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure we did. I'm
Oh,
pretty
we
sure it's
sure
on.
did.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's
and
probably on
everybody.
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, it was. Oh, that's the worst.
We
book I've
came
ever
just to
read.
say hated it.
I
feel
think we
like there
had
was
one
one
person who did
person.
like
Yep.
it, and she told us, the reason that she liked it.
Yeah, there
Remember
was
we
one.
tried. I
So
think I
it was
tried to
good
get Sister
hear a
Soldier.
different perspective because we all hated it except that one person.
Yeah.
And she's still in hiding, Sister Soldier. Ain't nobody seen her ass.
Because of that book.
She knew. Because I didn't even see her promote the book. I didn't see nothing. Because I think I reached out to the publisher to say, hey, like, can we get her to come on? Nah, she knew what she did with that book. She wrote it and then just disappeared off the face of the earth like Asada. She's in Cuba or something right now. I hate that book. Anyways, let me stop because I could rant
Have
about
a
that
good
book
night.
for another hour.
Yes.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for joining us. We'll see y'all
Yes,
later.
sir.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.